Hello, welcome to Learn Knitting Now. I'm Callista. Today I'm going to show you how to pick up and knit stitches around the neckline of a sweater. This is a sweater I finished a few months ago. It's called In a Flurry by Jill Zielinski, and I originally had wanted to not have a ribbed neckline. I kind of wanted to have it open. It rolled a little bit and I kind of like that. Now that it's getting colder, I decided that I don't want that, and I do want the ribbed neckline. There's a couple of reasons why a pattern designer might have pick up and knit your neckline at the end of a sweater. One is that it's going to provide a little bit more structure around the neckline. It's going to help it stay in place on your body and not stretch as much and kind of fall down further on your neck. That's the main one. Another one is just like the sweater. It's optional to do the ribbed neckline later. And so they just leave that till last. So I originally thought I wanted one thing. Now I decided I wanted something else. So here we are, and I thought I would do a quick video to show you how. I am ultimately going to do this in the same master color I have here in the gray, but for demonstration purposes, I'm going to use this contrasting color so that you can see what I am doing. I have my needles. They may look like, oh, you're not going to have enough. This is going to be very, very squishy. Super technical term, very squishy. It's going to squish onto the needle just fine. These are they're size 5. This is a DK weight sweater. This is what the pattern calls for. But if you're finding that you're trying to pick up stitches and the stitches are too tight to get through easily, you can easily go down 1 or 2 needle sizes for the first round when you're picking up the stitches, and then go to your bigger sizes on the next round. I'm on the back right shoulder where I'm starting. Your pattern may tell you where to start exactly. If it doesn't, the back shoulder, either left or right, doesn't matter, I'm doing the right, is a good place because it's going to be very inconspicuous where you joined the yarn. So we're going to go in here. Also, your pattern should tell you how many to pick up. If it doesn't, 1 stitch picked up per 1 stitch of that you cast on is a good rule of thumb too. So I have my working yarn ready here. I'm going to show you where you're going to go in. So when knitting in the round and knitting every row, this is called stockinette, you're going to end up with, come over a little bit. You're going to end up with a series of V's. I'm going to kind of try to show you here. Here's a V. Here's a V. Each of these V's is one stitch. So we're going to go in the middle of one of the V's, right underneath that cast on edge. You'll notice here that I am under two yarn strands. And so if I kind of flipped it on its side here, you would see also along the top there are V's. So we'll be going underneath both legs of that V. And if you see my thumb here, I had a run-in with a kitchen knife, almost healed, but I have some liquid bandage on there. So if you're like, what is that? That's what that is. Okay. So you'll notice on my right hand, I have my working needle. In my left hand, I'm just holding my, my piece of knitting steady. I'm almost going to hold this like it's the other needle. And that kind of in my brain anyway is, helps orient me to what we're doing. So now I've put this, in through one of the V's right under the cast on edge. I have 2 strands of yarn I'm under. I'm going to take my working yarn. I have my end to the left so I don't end up knitting with my end. We don't want that. I'm going to hold it with my my tall finger back there next to my index so I have a little bit of tension, and then I'm just going to wrap this around and pull the yarn through just like I'm doing a knit stitch. Okay, I'm going to show you again. I am in between here underneath 2 strands, and I'm pulling my yarn around, pulling it through just like a knit stitch. So there's the first one on the needle. I'm along the top here, see I have another V. I'm going to go underneath. There's 2 gray strands. And now this is just like I'm knitting. I'm pulling the yarn around and pulling a loop up through. And I'm just going to keep doing this all the way around my neckline. Oops. This is going to be a little more fiddly for me than maybe it will be for you if you're knitting your sweater, because my yarn has started to make friends with the stitches next to it, because I've worn this sweater several times before deciding to add my neckline. And I'm just working my way all the way around. And this is called picking up stitches. Sometimes it's called pick up and knit. And your pattern will say something like pick up and knit, 100 stitches around the neckline. This is also a common way to do button bands on cardigans. You'll pick up and knit along the fronts of the cardigans where the buttons and the buttonholes will go. That will look a little bit different because right here I'm going along the cast on edge. With cardigans, you're going along the edge where you turn your work and start knitting the other way. Maybe I should, if you want to see a video on that, let me know in the comments. I'll do a video on that too. The same general principle is the same. You're going in along the edge. You're just not going to have these same 2 strands like on the gray that I have here that I'm going underneath. I have that because this is the cast on edge. So this is how we get live stitches on the needle so that we can continue to work in the round and add the neck ribbing. I'm going to pull this out now and do it on with my gray that I want my neck to be, and I'll come back and show you the finished product. And we are back. I went ahead and picked up all the stitches around the neck opening. I knit, I don't know, 6 or 7 rows, and then I bound off, and that is what it looks like on the outside. On the inside, you can see my nice little selvage edge there. And when I pull it, it is stretchy, but it's not as stretchy as it would be when I started the sweater, if I had started on this edge. It is a little less stretchy there, which is good for a sweater that's kind of heavy and pulling down on my body. It'll help keep it up a little bit better. You can see right here, this is where where I started. It is a little bit wonky there. Once I wash it, that will even out quite a bit, and also that's why I started on the back shoulder, so that it's not in a very noticeable spot. If you liked this video, want to learn more, be sure to like and subscribe, and let me know if there's any technique that you want to see.